Hey everyone, it's Troy Jackson with a recap of the session. We just ended, I guess Wednesday morning around 5 a.m. Incredibly long night. Probably didn't need to be that long, but unfortunately sometimes that's the way the legislature operates. It's been a long session, probably one of the harder ones, in the 20 years I had serving here, but I'm really quite proud of a lot of the stuff that we got done. I think is really good for Maine people. We had a historic investment in childcare, something that from one end of the state to the other, people have been talking about, business owners, workers, childcare facilities, Republicans and Democrats. We put a bunch of money into our EMS system, which was something that is critical, but really in danger of completely stalling because of that lack of funding. We need to do more, but I think that was a big victory. Housing, and I don't know that in Mercer County we see it quite as bad, but certainly across the state we're having a real challenge of people being able to afford housing, people being able to find it. And for this state to grow, for this economy to grow, we obviously have to have people that have a place to stay. Put more money than I think ever in transportation as far as general fund money to try and unlock over $1 billion in infrastructure money coming from the federal government. Healthcare, it's been an ongoing issue for me. It will continue to be. One of the things that we tried to do to lower healthcare costs, create a commission to go after facility fees. These are charges that hospitals make outside of your regular billing, that oftentimes you don't know is coming, oftentimes you don't know where they came from, and we really need to crack down on that. We actually created a commission on Gagetown, the problems with so many people from Mercer County that served there and had real health problems from serving there. We're going to try and get to the bottom of that, try and get to making sure that the federal government, the state government owns up to real issues that happen there at Gagetown. And then, finally, there's a bunch of other things that we, obviously did this session. But another thing that I thought was big for the state is our offshore wind and ports bill. That was a major issue across state government here as far as the fights that we had on that. I think this is a huge deal to lower energy costs in Maine, to create unbelievably important high-paying jobs, create a facility here in Maine that will probably be the envy of the East Coast as far as shipping, and really could change the whole dynamic here in Maine as far as bringing people here to Maine and like I said, creating those high-paying jobs. And in addition to that, something that was extremely important to me about that was that we did everything we could to protect fishing jobs in the Gulf of Maine in this bill, trying to make sure that all of these wind facilities are outside of our traditional fishing areas. I think we have a real opportunity to do that, and we should do that, and hopefully the federal government understands that and takes our lead on this, because the Gulf of Maine is huge and we can do offshore wind without affecting our fishing industry here in Maine. Is something that's very important to me. This was, like I said, a long session, but we did a lot of really good work, and I'm quite proud of it. And in addition to that, now that we're out of session, we're going to try and do more things, across the state and certainly in Mercer County. My intention is always for people in Mercer County to reach out. Our staff is still working here, doing everything they can to make constituent issues better for people, which is really my biggest number one job, is to make sure that people in Mercer County and sometimes throughout the state know that state government should always work for them. And that's why I'm very honored to sit here, and I'm very honored that the people in Senate District 1 gave me this opportunity. Anything I can do to repay people for that honor and that trust is where I am always going to push forward. So again, looking forward to those continued calls, those issues that are important to you, and again, thank you for the opportunity to serve you.